Started the recording. It is 6:49 p.m. That's to help the clerks with the time. So they were minutes up. And so I'd like to make a motion to open the March 19th, 2020 New Paltz Town Board.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And so, let's say, just so everyone knows, this meeting is being held via teleconference. It's going to be recorded and uploaded to the New Paltz Meetings YouTube channel probably tomorrow. And the address for that is on the minutes. And so, let's see, based on the New York State Governor's executive order continuing temporary suspension and modification of laws relating to the disaster emergency, the town of New Paltz will be closed, closing in-person access to meetings and authorizing that meetings be held remotely by conference call or similar service until further notice. Persons wishing to provide public comment can email the clerk. It's clerk@townofnewpaltz.org, and the comments will be entered into the minutes. So with that, I'd like to ask people to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Stand. Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll have to work on it.
Referring to the town board. So when we get to the town board part, I'll give a little bit more of an introduction for the proposal to the board. So we do not have any accommodation letters for the month of February. We do have 2 defensive actions. The first defensive action report has to do with a 28-year-old male, 6 foot, 185 pounds, medium build, white, non-Hispanic. The the charges are disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. The individual was not injured from the defensive action. However, his New Paltz Rescue Squad did take a look at him because he had some minor injuries from the altercation that he was involved in, which led to this call. The individual attempted to flee from the officers when they arrived at the scene of a disturbance. The individual began to run as the officer was shouting out that he was a police officer and to stop. When the individual did slow down, he had his back to the officer with his hands in an area that he could not see. The officer unholstered his taser and advised him to stop and show his hands, at which time he did show his hands. The officer resecured his taser and took him into custody without any further incident. As mentioned in the past, anytime the taser is even taken out of a holster, that mandates a report. Not only we've been doing anyway, but it also mandates a report for the state. So that is taking place every time the taser is even drawn out of the holster. The second the second defensive action has to do with 2 reports filed for the one individual, 35-year-old male, 5'6", 190 pounds, medium build, white, Hispanic. Charges are resisting arrest, assault second, endangering the welfare of a child, criminal mischief, and harassment. The individual they attempted to take under arrest and take control of him, but he became violent and combative, punching one of the officers in the face. They continued to wrestle with the individual, numerous times telling him to stop fighting and to put his hands behind his back. The individual was taken to the ground and continued to fight with officers. One officer used the taser to do a drive stun to the back of the subject's thigh area with no effect. During the scuffle, the officer's taser was actually pinned underneath the individual, and the individual tried to take control of the taser, was unsuccessful, and the officer did again try to discharge the taser at the individual's front torso area, but it was a clothing disconnect, so it did not make a connect. The second officer on the scene also displayed and used the taser to the back area of the individual, at which time they were able to get him handcuffed and taken into custody. This was one of the cases that we had an officer injured during the course of this incident. That officer is back to work now, so that's behind us. And that's all we have for the defensive action reports.
All right, that's it. Okay, so, and with that, I think that's all we have for the Town Commission. And so we can move on to the town board meeting.
Can I just ask one question of Chief Sano?
Yes, sir.
Chief, do you have a sense, starting to see that we might be in this kind of situation that we're in town for some time, what budgetary implications for the police force is going to have?
So it's, as it stands right now, we haven't seen a major issue at all with extra patrols or anything out of the norm. As mentioned, things are happening across the country that we're keeping a close eye on, hoping that some effects don't take place here. Some agencies are putting more people on, to handle the crowds that are lining up at businesses, as well as assigning some detectives to patrols. That's bigger agencies, bigger cities. So far here, we've been doing very well with the manpower that we have. So until we see a change in that, we're not going to try to overkill too much policing. So we'd like to keep it status quo. We are very visible. The officers are still out and about. We've made a lot of changes in-house for how we handle walking complaints. We encourage the community to not come into the station if they don't need to. They can call in to make certain reports that we can take. We've established our records room so officers can actually interview through our the glass window to keep that social distance between the two, between the distance as well as the glass window. For the most part, it helps a little bit. But as far as needing extra patrols or extra manpower at this time, we have not encountered that. So far, all of our officers are healthy. We haven't had any issues come to play with anybody needing to be quarantined, which is great. We spoke with the supervisor. We stepped up our cleaning here with our cleaning personnel for an additional day. So we have a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to keep things cleaned and wiped down. We are in the process of trying to get more hand sanitizer because that is still a challenge for everybody. So we're working on that. But other than that, we're pretty well set with just keeping our place clean and just running our daily shifts the way we normally do.
And the cleaning, because we closed the community center, all we did was shift the cleaning crew from the community center to the police station. So there's no difference in cost.
Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Obviously, there's been cancellations. So for the announcement portion, there's been many cancellations of the parades. The Palm Sunday parade's been canceled. The Little League parade's been canceled. So we're really following up on this and, expecting more changes to take place with future events. But at this point, it's we're meeting every day, having a phone conference, keeping each other and everybody up to speed on what we're all doing. So I think that's been working out very well. The communication has been phenomenal, in my opinion, between the county and the state, and especially our local, people involved. So far, so good.
Yeah, so the county and the city of Kingston, they've instituted spending freezes. I think part of that is because they get a lot of money from sales tax. And it's going to be increases in sales tax. The upside of us getting almost nothing from sales tax means that we're not really affected by that. Got to look at the bright side sometime, and we might as well do it now. Our budget doesn't really change much. We get so little state, federal aid, and money from sales tax that I don't see a lot of changes so far to much of anything. So, but we'll see what happens.
Well, that's why we're looking at our manpower, officer power, as you will. We don't want to get into anything too soon in case we do need to get to a point where we need extra patrol coming in. But at this point, we're not. And actually, for the evening tours, if somebody is calling out or taking a day, because it's fairly quiet in the evening with no bars being open, so we're not even backfilling when we don't have to for those circumstances. So Lieutenant has been doing a great job of keeping an eye on all that to make sure that we have proper manpower, but nothing, again, as we mentioned, we don't want to have overkill with too much of an appearance.
All right. You guys ready to end this and we'll start the town board meeting?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the board meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
And I would like to make a motion to open the March 19th, 2020 town board meeting.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And for the minutes, it is 10 p.m. So with that, I would like to ask everyone to stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody's computer speed's a little different, so I think that's the big change here for the sync.
That's funny.
And so, with that, I'd like to make a motion. I don't have a pen on this. Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
And the announcements, the Easter Possum Day Parade, and Clean Sweep have all been canceled due to COVID-19 precautions. Please check out village, county websites for the latest information. But in the meantime, be safe, practice good social distancing, and wash your hands. And any other announcements?
Also, the Little League parade is also canceled.
Little League parade is also canceled. And yeah, just to kind of reiterate, this is being recorded. If people have public comments, they should email them to the clerk, and they will be included in the minutes. So, and that, the address is clerk@townofnewpaltz.org. And so that's public input. And similarly, we have the public hearing for the CEAs is still open. If people have comments for that, please send them into the clerk, and we'll include them. And that's it for that. So why don't we have some executive session for another issue, but why don't we take care of the appointment for Sergeant Butler to lieutenant. So I'd like to make a motion to promote Detective Sergeant Scott Butler to lieutenant.
Second.
Second?
Are you there?
Yes.
Dan seconded, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Great. Sorry, this is so different than you would hope, but we're glad to have you as lieutenant. So thank you, and hopefully we'll all get together at some point.
Thank you.
So I'll just say really quick, this is a little out of the norm on how we do our introductions as well as promotions, and even hiring for that matter. So when I made my announcement that I'd be retiring, we didn't put into the, we thought 6 months ago was a long time, but as you can see, time is moving along, and we didn't add into the equation, obviously, COVID-19, so it definitely throws an additional spin to us. But I would like to say that soon for now to be Lieutenant Scott Butler, again, local resident, grew up here, went to school here, started his career in '95 as a part-time officer, ended up going to another agency for full-time and came back here in 2001. He's been here, he was a patrol officer, a road sergeant, then became a detective, road sergeant, now a detective sergeant. So I'm looking forward to him, and I'm sure he's going to do a fantastic job as lieutenant, and working great with Rob Lucchese, lieutenant, soon to be Chief Lucchese. So I'm very excited for the promotion. I think it's very well deserved and earned. We're not having a swearing in today, but he will get his first official lieutenant shield tonight, as we did at the last meeting for Sergeant Quigley. So congratulations. Wish you the best.
Just make sure that I'm very, I think we've already promoted you, but I think what we're doing now is accepting the contract, right? So we're authorizing the supervisor. My motion should maybe I'll do another motion just to be sure, but the motion is to authorize the supervisor to sign the contract with Lieutenant Butler. How's that? Is that good?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Yeah, I just, without Rosanna here to help us do the right thing, I want to make sure I'm covering my bases. So, well, congratulations, welcome.
Thank you very much.
We'll be sitting in meeting. So,
Congratulations.
Lieutenant Butler.
Thank you.
We're very pleased. Thank you.
Very happy. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the support.
Would you like us to now sign off, or do you have any other questions for us, or?
No, I mean, I think I'm all set. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to talk to the chief and the lieutenants about?
I don't think so.
All right.
No, nothing.
All right, well, have a great
Thank
night,
you.
and you know how to get a hold of us if you need us.
We'll talk to you tomorrow morning
Yeah.
at 10:30.
By the way,
Chief, before you go, let me
Take care.
see, tomorrow, we could do it, we have our daily call tomorrow at 10:30. We can do it before or after that. I'm happy to come by the station, whatever works for you. I'll be at town hall.
Well, would 9 o'clock work if Christy's in? Because I think she will be the one doing the swearing in, or you want to do it later?
I might have to do it a little bit later. My mornings are a little crazy here.
Okay.
I have some other phone calls. But why don't we, how about 9:30?
Yeah, that's fine. Good.
Great.
All right, thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
good night.
Right. All right, so I'm going to go, I'm going to make a motion to go into executive session again, and I will pause the recording, and then when we come out of executive session, I will unpause.
And it's
So
for
I'd
the
like
purpose
to,
of,
pardon? I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session to discuss matters of health. Anyone, second?
Second. Yeah, second.
Hard time hearing you. All in favor?
Aye.
I will be right back. I'd like to make a motion to come out of executive session. It's 7:42.
Second.
No action is being taken. All in favor?
Aye.
And I'd like to make a motion to approve items 3A through 3C on the consent agenda.
Second?
Second.
Second.
And then, so there's a purchase
All in
request.
favor?
This is for the 82-foot roof grapple. The cost of $2,859.12. It's going to be split between DB 5140.4 and DB 5142.2. This is some equipment that they needed to buy for other work. They're also taking on a lot of the work at the police and courts. If you've noticed, they've done a lot of the clearing for the trees up there.
Yep.
Which is going to save the town a couple $100,000 for that project. I'm taking it over.
That's great.
And so it's a savings. It's a couple $1,000, but it's already paid for itself. So, and they bought it a couple weeks ago when they started this. So, future, I think we'll probably have a if the board's interested, we'll probably put some sort of procedure in place if items over decided on the amount need to be approved in advance. That may be something we want to do based on our. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then this last one, this is for hiring a consultant for the Natural Resources Inventory Grant. This is all grant paid for.
Yeah.
And this is Amanda they've interviewed this person, And the ENCB, I think, is in favor of this, and this is being paid for entirely by the grant. So this will be a motion to hire the consultant for the NRI.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 And I'd like to make a motion to approve the March warrant in the amount of $539,733.73.
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And with that,
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn at 7:45 p.m.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Second?
All right.
Aye.
Well, guys, we'll try to work the kinks out for this.
Yeah, it'll happen.
See you later.
Thank you all.
All right,
Bye.
thank you, Neil. Good job. Be safe, guys.
All right.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, we're in a meeting. You can't do that. It's time for us to go read. Let's go read.